Hydrogen fuel. Deuterium. Jules Verne in 1874 predicted hydrogen to be the fuel of the future. Dr. Jacob Bigelow discovered that at room temperature or under atmospheric conditions, deuterium atoms are electrolyzed naturally out of water in the form of hydrogen gas. These discoveries paved the way for the harnessing of hydrogen as an alternative to fossil fuels. Deuterium is the isotope of hydrogen having twice the mass of ordinary hydrogen, symbol D2O. Hydrogen fuel, deuterium, is now used in US, Canada, Mexico, China, Great Britain, Germany, Sweden, Japan, and other countries as fuel for vehicles on land, sea, air, and outer space. Using hydrogen over other sources of fuel has significant advantages, limited only by the scarce supply of deuterium at present. The current advancement in fuel cells technology to replace internal combustion engines require an adequate and sustainable supply of hydrogen fuel at the lowest cost to the fast-growing fuel cells industry. Cheap hydrogen will also reactivate all idled hydrogen-based industries worldwide affected by high petroleum costs. This will boost multinational food, chemical, and metal industries. This alternative, viable, clean, and renewable source for our future energy requirements is now possible when indigenous deuterium from the ocean depths is properly exploited. The largest reserves of deuterium are located in the Philippine Trench, 728 kilometers long, 42 kilometers at the widest point in 10,050 meters at the deepest point, and replenished by nature 24 hours a day when deuterium traveled more than 12,000 kilometers from Central America to the Philippines across the Pacific Ocean, while planet Earth turns on its axis from west to east in perpetual motion. Being concentrated hydrogen, deuterium is formed when hydrogen from H2O is subjected to the intense pressure of water mass at the ocean floor at depths of about 8,000 meters to 10,000 meters, 32,800 feet, below sea level, with a hydrostatic pressure of 14,000 pounds per square inch, or more at this depth, causes the oxygen in the water to disengage, separate, and escape naturally, leaving only hydrogen isotopes in forming deuterium. Deuterium, when exposed to room temperature at atmospheric conditions, electrolyzes into hydrogen gas for fuel. Hydrogen gas does not emit pollutants or any harmful carbon monoxide and does not cause any environmental problems, being part of the water family. The resultant emissions are nothing but water vapor or steam. This may even reduce the existing pollution to zero levels and ultimately restore environmental balance when cloud formation is enhanced in this process with increased clean rainfall and minimized acid rain, gradually restore the ozone layer of the Earth, thus invigorating the environment. Until now, however, besides my invention, no operative technology exists to recover the deuterium deposits from the vast reserves in the Philippine Trench. The deuterium recovery system. In the 1970s, the OPEC petroleum crisis caused a scramble for exploration of alternative energy resources to offset the rising cost of fossil-based fuels in power generation, coupled with the knowledge that these fossil-based fuels are nearing depletion within the next 50 years. And indeed, the source of alternative energy was found. Through the efforts of various explorers funded by scientific and oceanographic foundations, deuterium was discovered in the Philippine Trench in the late 1970s, and yet it was not exploited to meet the growing demand for alternative energy that is environmentally friendly with no harmful emissions. So far, there are no attempts by other proponents of alternative energy to harness the indigenous deuterium from the Philippine Trench. This proponent and inventor of the deuterium recovery system realized there is a crying need and urgent necessity to fill the void in alternative energy to combat pollution. Hence, the deuterium recovery system was born, with the vision to tap this inexhaustible source of indigenous, environmentally friendly fuel for power generation and to eliminate transport emission that caused more than 80% of global pollution. The inventor started in 1987, the painstaking research and work hard designing his invention to perfection, and the application for issuance of the patent was filed in 1997 with the Philippine Intellectual Property Office, IPO, where it is pending until now with no technical objection from the examiner, except for the archaic provision of the law on patents which requires that an invention must be tangible and operative to merit approval by the IPO regardless of cost. It is sad to say, however, that the examiner lacks the perception to perceive that what was being presented is a system to recover deuterium and is not a mere piece of a utility object, and to make this invention operative requires millions of US dollars in capital and operating investment. The only alternative now towards the realization to recover the deuterium deposits from the Philippine Trench is for this invention to make it to the operative stage so it would be a boon to civilization. It can be candidly said that this can be done only if there are individuals or institutions who are environmentally concerned, with financial capability, and who are dedicated enough to support the financial requirements of this project/invention to make it operative. It must be noted also that this invention has multi-purpose applications. It can be converted to propel hydroelectric turbines to generate electricity and can be utilized to recover freshwater from deep seas and lakes to forestall the impending water crisis throughout the world. This is one project that can address simultaneously the present environmental concerns of planet Earth concerning climate change, international power supply, ozone layer recovery, and most important is clean power generation. The Philippine government itself, if it has the political will, can transform the proposal herein into reality if those involved have the discernment and vision of the future technological advancement of the country, considering that the Philippines is the only country in the world blessed by nature to possess this tremendous source of energy. Will deuterium exploration really make the Philippines the richest country in the world? As early as 1986, there have been talks about the exploration of deuterium in the Philippines. Deuterium, also known as the white gold in the Philippines, is hydrogen water without oxygen. There are many known uses of the deposit, and the Philippines is known to have the greatest amount of deuterium in the world. 30 years have passed and still no deuterium explorations is taking place. If deuterium is said to be the fuel of the future, how come the Philippines have not started taking advantage of it yet? Is it the key to our country's wealth? Or is it nothing but a hoax? Uses of deuterium. Deuterium gas is also called heavy hydrogen because it is basically a heavier and more stable isotope of hydrogen. It is odorless, non-toxic, odorless, diatomic, and highly flammable gas. It can be used in fusion power and nuclear power. It is also used in the production of hydrogen fuel that is now used in Canada, Germany, and Sweden. Industries will benefit from it because it is also used in deuterated optical fibers, lasers, RAM laboratories, and semiconductor rims. Only in the Philippines. According to Filipino scientist Anthony Halog, the Philippines was identified as the country that holds the greatest amount of deuterium deposits in the world, mainly because of its location. Most of the deposits are located in the Philippine Deep, an area in Surigao. Halog said that the economic potential of deuterium is limitless. Revenues amounting to $34 billion per year were projected if ever operations are fully implemented. It's enough to wipe out the entire debt of the country in just 1 year. Is it a hoax? There are many theories as to why up until now the potential of deuterium has not been fully tapped. One is that the big oil companies and those in power have been preventing the Philippines from tapping this great wealth. Another theory is that studying deuterium in one of the deepest trenches in the world is not an easy task. A 1988 article from Manila Standard Today, Roger Posadas, Dean of the UP College of Science at the time, sums it all up. A gauge of our country's extremely unscientific culture and strong proclivity toward reliance on miracles as solutions to our national problems. Very well said. Benefits to the government and the Filipino people. At 12 million barrels per day capacity priced at $7 per barrel, this is $84 million per day or $30.66 billion per year, enough to wipe out all existing foreign debts of the government in 1 year, revenue-wise in foreign exchange. Public works, private construction, economic and financial booms are expected to happen in the Philippines in the same manner as those which happened in the Middle East and financial centers of the world from 1974 to 1984, with everybody earning their respective comfortable livelihood while pricing basic prime necessities at reasonable and affordable levels. Deuterium and hydrogen fuel is the final and lasting hope of the Filipino people and the government to be great again. This untapped source of energy supply will make the Philippines one of the richest countries in the world. Every time there's an oil crunch as now, people talk about substitute fuels, and such talk invariably leads to the most amazing substitute of all, deuterium, that comes from the most basic element, and thus will never run out. It exists in large enough quantity for world use only in the Philippines. Once mined from the seas, it can put RP in the center of world trade, solve the debt crisis, and make billionaires out of long-suffering Filipinos. But as with many things, Filipino extraction of deuterium has yet to move from mere talk to real work. Only in the Philippines, indeed.